want to say a special thank you for my parents who are here. They traveled all the way from home, which is Madagascar, so I'm really grateful for that. And thank you for my cohort to have chosen to be one of the speakers for tonight. And in my culture, we thank everybody before we start speaking, really. So thank you everyone for being here tonight. So I wanted to start asking a question. How many of you have been on a hike before? Just to raise a hand. Okay. And so when you go on a hike, let's say it's like a 2 or 3 day hike or camping, what are some of the things that you would think you would pack? Just, it can be a popcorn style.
Water. Food.
But not have the house.
Sleeping bag.
Sleeping bag.
Flashlight.
Flashlight.
Bear spray.
Bear spray. Nice, you never know. So those are some of the things that came to my mind when last year. So I took the fall semester to study from home. So I was part of the online cohort, so that I could spend some time with my family and also do some ethnographic research. And so I convinced my sister to go on this 3-day hike, or really trekking. And I said, only bring the essentials. And as soon as I said that, she picked up this 8x9-inch square box of chocolate. And she packed it in this little tiny backpack when I was thinking more like headlights or sleeping bag or pillow or food, knife. So there were about 5 of us back then. We went to the Anjingcha National Park. It's about in the southeastern of Madagascar. What's special about this mountain is that it's the highest accessible peak in Madagascar. So it's about 8,720 feet, and to be done in 3 days. And to get to the trailhead, you have to be on a 4x4. You can't get there by foot or public transportation. And so we got there on the first day. All of our food and everything else was packed in the back of a pickup truck. And on top of all the food was this mattress that's like a first class padding for us to all sit on. And as we drove to the trailhead, it was like this bumpy ride, dirt road. Anybody has been to Africa before? You know what I'm talking about. Maybe you've seen it as like a safari or something. So that was our padding. And then the evening, we only had like 2 hours of hiking, and then all the tour guides actually, all the porters did everything for us. They cooked for us. They put our tents together, and then the next day, the guides came to me and said, "I don't think your sister is gonna make it." After they saw her lack of endurance, and I said, "Don't you worry about that. She will make it." And so on the second day, we actually hiked through valleys. We swam in hot springs. We got some water from the river, and I saw that my sister was, slowing down, and we were all waiting for this dramatic turn. When you turn around into a mountain, you're expecting this fabulous, scenic view, this dramatic view. We were all expecting that. And I thought it was never gonna come because we had walked for hours and hours, but finally it did. And she said, "Oh, I see it now. I will wait here, and you can go up there." And I said, "I will not come down that peak if I don't see you up there. So I will wait, So she didn't have an option because, you know, I would starve there and maybe die there or something. No pressure.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was waiting there, maybe half an hour later. There she comes with her backpack, the little backpack. She got up there and we really enjoyed the chocolate on top of the mountain. It was quite a journey. And I think that, well, I'm sharing this story because I wanted to relate to our journey all together as Cohort 10. We came into this journey, many of us may be thinking, oh, I know a lot about community development, or no, I don't know anything about community development. In one of our first few classes, you know, some of us said, I don't think I'm learning much right now, where some of us are crying and so like deep into all the conversations that we're having, trying to find growth and figuring out what we're doing. And we've also walked that journey, you know, going to our retreat together. And let's be honest, some of us thought some of us wouldn't make it. But here we are today, all walking tomorrow, and we all made it. Yes, and I don't know if when you get up on that mountain and what that feeling is like, but when I saw my sister making the last few steps to get up there, that was an overwhelming joy and pride for me, and also eating those chocolates after all those hours. And I feel like that's how Dr. Inslee and Dr. Witt are feeling in a way right now, having walked through all this journey with us and seeing us all tomorrow walking across the stage, and just having that pride of all the projects and the tears and the joys and the late nights that we'll all do together. And I just want to say that we're all masters now, and I want to just encourage and challenge you in everything that you do. And for that, I should really give words for the people who are here, because these people have walked along us through this journey as well. But it wouldn't be special for Cohort 10 if I were to give an award to everyone. So I would like to share an award for Cohort 10, and I would like to have Elba come up and present the awards. So this person, she loves traveling, and she really believes in the power of storytelling. She's so passionate about bridging cultures together through telling each other's story. She's an advocate in cultural differences and how we can bridge that. And that's why I would like to award Alicia with the Storyteller Award.
It's not the Oscar, but we love you.
Also, credits to my family because they helped me decorate. The next person, she would tell you whatever she thinks about. Like, she would always have an opinion on anything. Don't even get her started. She's very, she has a heart for co-ops. Right? That is.
Who is it?
Hillary. We're awarding Hillary with an activist award.
Take that.
This person had a really hard time during her field work. It did not go how it was planned. It was really hard, and yet she never gave up. She got through the whole program, and now she had an amazing thesis and an amazing thesis defense, and she's all about ending sex trafficking. Drum roll! I wonder who that is.
Because you're the fighter.
The next person, we thought she was the youngest one in the cohort. She did the 5-year program at Northwest. She came in very driven, very mature. She knew exactly what she wanted to do, and I like to think that she's more mature than the way she looked, and that is why we're presenting her for the Old Soul Award. This next person, she's always present with everyone. She asks questions. I got to spend some time with her while her husband was away, and she fed me the whole week. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, let me tell you. She said, "What do you want?" I want salmon. Hey, she had salmon for dinner the next day. She would pack my lunch. It was very, very special to get to know her and her culture. And I just love her passion for older people and the unprivileged kids from her country, and that's why we'd like to present the award for hospitality for Zini. This person is so dear to my heart. She can be very quiet sometimes, but we know something is going on in her mind. She has wisdom. She's such a wonderful voice of God, and I am so privileged to have been able to walk along her throughout this journey. She would always check on me. We started having our Wednesday study together, and she loves harmony. She loves when everybody's happy, and this is why we're giving Katrina the Quiet Genius Award. The next person is very passionate. She loves working with youth, but not just like any youth, but youth who are, what's the right word? What's the word? I'm blanking now.
It's unspeakable, the passion that she has.
The refugee youth, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah. She has an unbelievable passion for this youth, and she wants to know how to better support these kids along their journey. And I've never seen any more compassionate person than this person, and that's why we're presenting the Compassionate Award to Jessie. The next person, we could be here all night if she started to tell us her thesis defense again. She would speak out her mind. I just love her passion and how she just wants to plant seeds in every single person to make a difference. And that is why we're presenting the Cultivator Award to Andrea. This next person, she has the stats. She knows her culture like any other person. Nobody knows her culture. One time in class, she was passionately talking about her culture and her country. Like Dr. Ainsley said, "I will give you money if you tell us what your project is." She is just very passionate about working with youth and making that possible and making a difference through that. And that is why we're giving Bulma the SAS Award. This next person is like a mom to the cohort. She always has a smile on her face. She always asks you how we're doing. She always thinks about us before thinking about anyone else. She has passion working with moms and pregnant moms and taking care of kids that way. She is starting an amazing project, which is an audio podcast. Thank you. And that is why we're presenting the Nurturer Award to Johanna. This one was a little bit hard to find the right words for this award because she's very smart. So, like I don't think I could hold a 15-minute conversation with her before going like, what would you just say? She's very smart. She knows what she's doing. She's very passionate about accessible healthcare, and that's all she wants to do. She's traveled around the world to provide care for people who wouldn't have otherwise. And she's just everywhere. And that is why we're presenting the Firecracker Award to Danny. This person started the journey having a lot of questions, and of course ending the program with more questions. But as community developers, we never stop asking questions. This was her first time really going out of her comfort zone from what she's been talking about, and she's also really passionate about youth development. She would do anything for youth. She has the biggest heart to serve this group of people. And that is why we're presenting the Most Growth Awards to Esther. And last but not least, we can maybe all tell who didn't get the award. Elba and I met on the first day technically, before even school started, and she's always been there. And we started this thing during our thesis writing where we would check on each other. She would text me at like 6:40 in the morning, and she'd be like, "Are you ready for the walk?" And I'd be like, "No." I would check, and it's pitch black outside, and we would find all these excuses to not go on the walk, and she'd be like, no, but we're not going tomorrow, so if we go today, that would make us feel better. And so she has been such, like she is the perfect co-empowerment example for me in this program. And for those of you who's not familiar with this word, co-empowerment, is that when two parties are involved, it's not just one person that gets empowered because you both are empowered. And so I just love how she speaks and how she leads people and how she leads the group. And she always starts out with us with this activities every time she would start talking. So that is why I'm presenting her the boss.
So our award ceremony is complete without the thank you. Thank you, Jessica. I promise I'll try to be brief. I also mentioned I will try to be brief. I did want to tell you that I met Dr. Inslee in 2014 when he traveled to El Salvador